Finally, after all the trials and tribulations, you will finally face me, my greatest enemy. You will not be able to handle
The Second Amendment!
This game is absolutely perfect and
Nobody will tell me otherwise.
Je ne sais quoi.
French. Those of you that are unfamiliar, Souls and Soul-like games are probably the most replayed genre. Wait, is Souls-like officially a genre? Along with like FPSs and third-person action games. And I'd say JRPGs, but it's not really JRPGs as a genre. It's mostly just that one about a bunch of gangsters in Japan. And then that one time they go to Hawaii. And then that other time he plays a cop. I really should do a video on Infinite Wealth, huh? God, imagine me just talking about Yakuza and going on and on and on. Peace at last. So when I heard that aggro crab in
Indie.
I repeat, in
Indie.
studio, hear that, Nick?
Indie.
Studio, based out of the Pacific Northwest, previously known for Going Under, an amazing roguelike that you should really play, was doing a Souls-like game where you're a crab. I guess you could say I was hooked. I almost mean this in a literal sense. I had a video about 85% of the way done talking about my experience with Black Ops 4 that I just hard pivoted out of because I started playing this game and I couldn't stop. So I really just have to talk about it and give it its flowers really quickly and fit in with that fucking algorithm, baby. And for those of you that don't know what a Souls-like is, here's a quick TLDR for you. A Souls-like is a genre, or I guess subgenre now?
Yes.
I don't know. Several core concepts from the original Demon Souls and runs with it. That being, there are locations of which you as a player will interact with and create a little safe haven. And in these areas, you can also upgrade your character with new stats, abilities, or traits, or whatever you prefer, depending on the game. For example, the bonfires in Dark Souls, or in this case, the magic conch shell. And of course, the crux of all these games, you are going to die. Holy shit! And I mean... No! A lot.
Oh, come on. I was just stuck in a wall.
A lot.
Ah! What the fuck?
Lot.
Whoa, chill. Okay, yeah.
And then, of course, you're going to drop whatever currency you do when you die. And then you can go back and pick up the souls or like microplastics in this case and whatever you need. Because that's going to incentivize you to keep going and trying to not lose all your progress. So it's like, yeah, you're going to get your ass beat, but there's always a chance. There's that gambling chance. There's that small chance that you'll be able to get your stuff back if you're good enough. Aside from the masterpieces created by From Software, yes, even Dark Souls 2, we're not going to argue about that here. You're just going to accept my opinion because I made this video and you can't disprove me. You also have Hollow Knight, the Jedi Fallen Order series from Respawn, Mortal Shell, Neo, and Liza P. Each of these games take the basis of what FromSoft did and add a twist. You're a Jedi in Fallen Order, you're a 2D emo bug that every alt-Betty, which, by the way,
Como estas, mamacitas?
has tattooed or a plushie of, or with Liza P, where you're Pinocchio dealing with the abstract idea of what makes a person, rather than just this husk being controlled by an outside force that you'll never come to terms with understanding.
Look, Pim, I know it's our job to help this guy and everything, but I think this guy's a lost cause. He's obviously made up his mind. Why don't we just cut our losses and get out of here?
What Another Crab's Treasure does is something that was genuinely needed in the genre. For you see, the story's simple. You're a hermit crab named Krill whose home was being stolen by a shark on a stick, whatever those little clampy things are called, because taxes exist. Listen, I've had my beef with the IRS, but now I have an excuse to call them. And the goal is simple. Get your home back. And just immediately from there, from the conversations, Krill is so cute. There's so much charm in this one game's dorsal fin than most games will ever have. The devs were extremely confident in this very silly premise, and they committed to it 100%. And the more you keep playing the game, it just keeps growing on you. The art direction of buildings being made of sand for sandcastles, cardboard, whiskey bottles, and alcohol bottles that are just thrown into the ocean along with like plastic nets. Your shells are only trash because I guess that's a thing hermit crabs do. I didn't know that. Even microplastics being your form of currency to level yourself up is just such a minor thing, but it's so cool. It's all so consistent. The names that you see from the side characters, and oh my god, even some of the bosses, and even just with the subtle commentary, or I guess not so subtle unless you're an idiot, on how we treat the ocean's ecosystem, and that these creatures are actual creatures that we're fighting. They're normal people. They just happen to be corrupted by the trash that we are causing. They don't know it, but we are. This is our fault that it's happening to these animals. Wow, she's right. I guess they are just people. Also, did you know that like coral reefs are like gone and being replaced by like weird trash and cement coral reefs? I just found that out like the other day, and that's crazy to me. The confidence in this vision just left me with a giant smirk, and I was laughing the whole time when I wasn't yelling my ass off over getting one shot by a fucking pistol shrimp. And this isn't even getting to my favorite part. The accessibility settings they have in this game is so good. Like, these are things that people have been complaining about in the Soul series for a very long time, but obviously FromSoft doesn't do that. I don't know. I guess it's just part of the charm. I mean, I get it, but I'm way too deep in the franchise to have an objective opinion on it. However, it allows for so many new players to come in and start playing this genre. With the aesthetic alone, you're obviously going to invite a younger audience into this genre. And even though it's hard, adjusting the difficulty or even slowing the speed of the enemies, upping the shell's durability, decreasing enemy health, all these things are factors that will still give a players a challenge, but it'll make it more feasible. And let's just say you're stuck on a boss for hours on end. You don't really know what to do. You're stuck. You can't do anything. Well, they thought of that, and they looked back to a quote of my favorite American patriot.
When you're on the back foot and everything in the world is against you, there's nothing that'll make them change their mind than a 1911 pistol they can shoot underwater. Why does that man have an umbrella?
Also, where the hell have 3D platformers gone? Because as soon as I started playing this game and I realized it was a 3D platformer, I missed this genre so much. I think the only one I've played before this was Kena. Has there been any other ones? But this scratched such a good itch, and that with the difficulty of a Soulslike, it's such a good match made in heaven. It makes me want to explore and look at every nook and cranny and detail of this world that the team created. It incentivizes a player not only with extra things to power yourself up, but just with fun sections to play. Have I mentioned this game is really fun to play? This game is so good. But I think, just to be fair, there are a couple of issues that prevent me from giving it like a perfect 10 out of 10. Starting with this game is absolutely perfect in every way, and I will take no further criticism, and neither should they. I can't recommend this game enough. It is a great, fun time. It's only $30, and it supports a team that will really appreciate it more than most. So really go check it out, and I can't wait to see what else the team does, because they deserve all the success after this. So as a disclaimer, this is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. I just really wanted to talk about the game because I don't want anyone to sleep on this. I had more fun in this game in the last 3 days than I have had with most games. I originally wanted to do 2 videos. One was a video on Immortals of Avium, which just came out for free, and I could barely get through that game. I'll explain more soon. And I think the Black Ops 4 video is going to come out first. So if it does, then this ages well. If not, then I've done this poorly. But go check out the game. Have fun. Be nice to people. And I've been busy lately, so I'm sorry for the inconsistent uploads, but I'll be back soon. I think. Probably. I hope. Anyway, what if I did easier content anyway? Bye! I also noticed all these QR codes everywhere. I wonder if it actually works. Oh,